Hey dolls, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm doing a polygel review and I'm also doing the shell blob effect. Stay tuned to see the nail magic that we can create. Alright dolls, so I've already got my base coat on. I've got the peeled off by MAKARTT. I put 2 coats of this on this time. Hopefully I could get them off. I'm going in with LGN's Short Stiletto nail tips, and I'm using her mini curing lamp, and then the OXXI rubber base that I got from SHEIN. This is now my go-to. This stuff is so thick and powerful. So I've got those sized out, and instead of painting a layer on the nail like I usually do, I just went ahead and put some in the tip. When I painted with this stuff before, it separated from the nail tip when it was time to take them off, but the damn base coat stayed on my nail. So I had to pry them off, even with a peel it off base coat. That's how good that stuff works. I mean, it is. If you need something to glue down tips and you want to do it on the cheap, go to SHEIN and get that. But so there's one, and then I do the rest off camera as usual. These are the colors of the polygel. So this is a polygel set from ROSALIND. I got this on Amazon. It's 8 colors. It's the white and brown. So you saw the base coat, you saw their slip solution. Comes with some dual forms. It comes with a clip so you can smooth out the underside. You get a 100/180 grit hand file. You get a polygel brush. I did not use this brush. This brush was looking, no, I just didn't use it. And then you get a cuticle pusher, and you get the top coat as well. You also get cuticle oil, which I don't show to the end. Here are the little instructions. I think every kit comes with this. This kit also came with a light, but I had no use for another light, so I actually gave it to one of my friends. She's used it, had no complaints, and then you get 8 colors. And these are the colors. Again, please excuse the poochy hair. I don't realize it till right now, and then I pull it out. But so you get a variety of colors. You do get a clear. And so I went ahead, took the base coat, I put a layer on all the nails, and then I'm going in with their slip solution, just putting that into a little dampen dish. So I'm doing the blob method, where you just kind of blob a color on, then some polish, yada, yada, yada. So I did the first 3 nails with this slip solution, and then I went to alcohol, and I will say the alcohol is so much better. So these are the colors I'm going in. These are all D&D. This is what the 013, this bright pink. 497 is a softer pink. I love it. It looks like what's on my other hand, but it's not. I have the coral one on my other hand. And then I'm going in with 608, which is the mauve color. I absolutely love this color. I could wear this color every single day. So a lot of this is repetitive, so I cut some of it out, but I want to get through it to where you can see what I'm doing should you ever try this on your own. I will say I am not well versed in polygel, so I struggled even more than probably someone else would. Even though this design is made to look crazy until you file it, I do show you on the thumb when I'm just laying down regular polygel and I'm not super good at it. So a lot of this is user error for sure. I got that into a nice ball. I cured it for 30 seconds, and then I am outlining it with polish. So you want to get all the way around it on the nail, and then you want to kind of go up onto the polygel. And that way, when you file it, you have that colored line there. Everything I was just curing for 30 seconds, and then I went on to the next blob, and then I put the color on, and yada, yada, yada. I really like the way that they turned out. I will say this took forever, especially that much time in a pop-off set. But I do really like the effect that I got at the end. So that's kind of what it should look like. And then you're going to add another blob, and you're just going to add these however you want. But what you do want to do is make sure that you cover the polish on each side, because otherwise you'll just file that polish off. It's gonna make a lot more sense when I actually get to the filing part. But already here is where I was having problems. If I got my brush too wet, it was like it wanted to take the polygel off. But if I even just wiped it a little bit after dipping it, it was like it was too dry. But I really wanted to give everything that came with their system a fair shot. So I powered through this. But I will say the 91% alcohol for me worked way better as a slip solution than this stuff. But so I did that first color, cured that, put a blob, cured that, going in with the second color. And I'm not trying to make these blobs like perfectly symmetrical or anything like that. Actually, the messier you do this, I think in the end, the better it looks. But I will say, unless you know a better way to do this, the filing at the end is a beast. But that's kind of the whole point of this. Like, you're just putting a blob and then putting some color and then putting another blob. So it does look insane while you're doing it. And then when you get to the end, these are chunky. They look crazy. But then when you get in there and you file, they come to life. And I absolutely love it. So then I put the bright pink. And what I did is I alternated the three colors. So the same color was never touching each other. And I just went down the nail. This is what that nail looks like. She looks crazy. And you see I have a low spot, like kind of where the apex should be. I did take out the clear in the end, and I was gonna, once I was done filing these, encapsulate them, but it really didn't need it, in my opinion. And this is a pop-off set, so I wasn't trying to use all the polygel. I will say each tube, they're small tubes. They came with enough. I don't know how many sets you could get out of it. Like if you did all 10 fingers with one tube, that maybe 2 sets. I don't know. So this is what that one's looking like. She's looking crazy. I do find that this polygel was very sticky, very, very sticky. And the longer I used it, the stickier it got, like even getting it out of the tube. So the only polygels I really have to compare it to is MAKARTT. And then I think I used a Beetles one time. And I think so far the MAKARTT is my favorite one. And I'm not shouting out their products by any means. I'm not a huge fan of theirs at all. If you watch the channel, you probably know that. But I will say you can tell the difference in this polygel versus like theirs. But this was $15.99 for this kit. And you literally got everything that you would need to do a set of nails. And I thought the colors were really pretty. They did have different selections of colors. I went obviously with like the more nudes, neutrals. And the only reason I did that is because I wanted to do something like this. I wanted to play it, but I know me, I'm going to put a design on top of it. So I didn't need to get all these vibrant colors just to paint over them. So on the thumb here, this is where I'm showing you how I would do my normal polygel method if I was just doing a regular tip and wasn't doing the blob. And it looks like the damn blob. This stuff did not want to move. And if you got it too wet, your brush just slid right over it. And you can see how wet I got it, and it's already dried. But once I got that kind of smoothed out, then I would go back in and I would add my cuticle bead, and I would push that up towards the cuticle while flattening it. Once I got the cuticle nice and tight, then I would kind of pull the rest of that polygel down, building myself the apex. Whenever I do polygel, I do it in the 2 beads. That's just what I'm comfortable with. If I was doing this set on someone else, or if I was doing it to not take right off, I don't know. This is so hard. Like, I want to say that it's a decent product. I think it's decent. I think the rating I gave it was like a 6.5 out of 10. Possibly a 7. I do like that you get everything that you would need. And if you use alcohol instead of theirs, it's easier to manipulate and to move. But I don't know. I feel like you could probably get bigger tubes of polygel for around the same price, and then a cheap lamp, and you would be okay. So it's really up to you. I went in with my medium barreled drill bit. Why can I not think of words? And this is where I started debulking these. I didn't want to go in with a coarse bit. Like I knew that on medium or with a medium bit, this was going to take me forever, but I didn't want to go in with a coarse or extra coarse and file too much because I don't want to take off the polish. I'm wanting to debulk all that extra polygel. So for me, it was just kind of slow and steady. I haven't done this before. I did it on a practice nail and it came out okay, but that's a whole different story when you can just move the nail however you want. It's not attached to a finger. You don't have a peel off base coat underneath. You're not working against any of this other nonsense. Like it was, I don't know. And then this is on a larger scale too. But so I just went in and got the general debulk done. And then you're going to see I go in with my 100 hand file, and I needed to bring back the shape so I could even see exactly where I needed to be. And then I went in with my fine taper drill bit and really cleaned this up. So I sealed my cuticles, obviously as best as I can. I have a peel off base coat underneath, and you just cannot get snatched cuticles with that stuff, but then they don't want to come off. So whatever. But then I really shaped the nail up, putting the apex where it should be, making sure I got rid of any high spots, low spots, just further shaping these like I normally would. And you're really bringing those colors to life that are underneath. And I think it just gives like this perfect shell effect. And that's kind of what I was hoping it would look like. But I went into this nail design with zero expectations. I just knew I was going to be here for a while. So I went in with my fine drill bit and filed all those like I normally would. And this is what we've got. And at this point, I'm very happy. I do like the colors of the polygel. The thumb, she's just there. I was not going to put more polygel and go into it. Like I was done at this point. I want to say this set took me like over 2.5 hours for one hand, which is crazy. Then I got out these colorful shell stickers that I had got from SHEIN 100 years ago. That first shell did not want to stick when I was putting it down and pressing it with the silicone tool. But then the rest of the stickers, I just kind of pressed them with my finger and they stayed on better. So I don't know what that's about, but I think these are so cute. They're so colorful and they are like textured. They're like 3D. I like these. And I got these a while ago, but I think they were like a couple dollars, if that, probably like $1 and some change. I thought it looked really cute. I didn't know what I wanted to do to those nails. And then I decided I was just going to leave them as is and let that shell effect come through. This is the top coat that came with it. And I'm just letting you see like what it looks like once you top coat it. I was really impressed with how well you could see the colors once I filed. I really wasn't sure. So dolls, you're definitely going to have to let me know what you think. And then if you've ever done this, I've seen quite a few people do this blob thing, but you're going to have to let me know what you did, how it turned out. Would you do this? This is the little bottle of cuticle oil it came with. It smells like roses. I really like it. And then this is the final look. So I'm happy. Again, I would give this like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. You can get it from Amazon if you're interested. Definitely let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, dolls.